Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So what I thought we would do today is I've not tried this resin, as horrible as it is, to make a bloom. And I love making blooms. I haven't made a bloom in forever. So we're going to try it. I'm going to do it in Christmas colors. I've got metallic gold. All these are Deco Rom inks. Metallic gold I'm going to do for the center. Then I have cherry and I have green. For my white, I'm using my bloom paste from Pouring Your Heart Out. Best paste there is to make a bloom. And I'm going to use a piping bag because I think I'm just going to do little swirls everywhere and see what it does. And this is to mix my white. Now, I've already mixed my resin. It has been mixed up probably. I spritzed alcohol down on top of it, try to pop some of these bubbles. I did run it through the vacuum chamber, but then when you stir it to get an accurate temp, then you introduce more bubbles. So it has been probably 20 minutes. And we're only at 25.1. So I'm just going to keep letting it try to heat up. And where it's a thicker resin, it's probably going to hold it even if we don't reach our 33 degrees, 33 Celsius. But we're going to see. So I'm probably going to give it about 15 more minutes. That will be a total of 35 minutes. And check it again. So I'll see you guys back shortly, and we'll see if our resin is heated up. Alrighty, guys. So it has been 30 minutes. I let it sit for 30 more minutes. And always stir your resin before you check your temp, because the temp on the top is going to be a lot cooler than what the temp is down in the resin. Now, this does cause bubbles, but there's nothing we can do about that. You do want to stir it. It's been sitting for 50 minutes since it first was 31.7. It's been sitting for 30 minutes since I first mixed it up. It's at 31.7. I like 33 to 36 to do a bloom, but I'm impatient. So we're going to go ahead and pour this out, decant. I'll pluck the bubbles out. I do need to get 30 grams for my white here. I think an ounce will be plenty to do the white, and I'll still probably have some left. Now, when you use bloom paste from Pouring Your Heart Out, her bloom paste says 1 drop per every 10 gram. So if you do 30 grams, you do 3 drops. Okay. Now, I think I need just a little more down in here. Get that to go to the bottom there. Let me see. How's my mold? And pour just a little bit more. I do want to put a backing on this. Okay. Now, I still have a little left. I have this other mold. This is from the Bright Side of Resin. I did not order this mold. I think someone else must have, because I ordered Grinch earrings, and instead of Grinch earrings, I got this mold. So we might as well use that. There's no point in not using it. I think we can do 2 of them. Maybe we'll do 1 green and 1 red. So, and 30 grams of white's going to be enough to do both of these, I think. And the big heart. I just don't want to overflow them. Okay. Yeah, I still got enough room to do a backing. I do want them to go around the top up there. Around the little nib that's going to be used to hang. So let's clean the rest of this resin out. Now, I don't mind to decant before it reaches 33 because I like to take my time. Which you can do it up to 33 to 36 is optimal. I've done it up to 40, 42, and it still turned out fine. So, not a problem. I just have to rush when it gets that hot. Okay, now I'll clean that up later. All right. Mix my white. Got my bloom paste. I keep it turned upside down. Now you only want to turn this halfway. Turn it the whole way, you're going to get twice the paste. Now just squeeze this till it comes to the tip, enough to drop, and let it drop on its own. 1, 2, 1 more, 3. And that's all the white you need. Works wonderful for blooms. Now, I have a stick around here somewhere. I'm going to mix this up. You want it to look like skim milk. And I can tell this resin's thick. It's a thick resin already anyways. I guess that's another reason I don't mind to go ahead and decant and start working. So I'm going to take a torch and pop some of these bubbles here also. Okay. Now, scrape your stick or you'll have streaky white. You don't want a streaky white. And then get that mixed up. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to put this in my piping bag. Get all of that out of there. I don't know if this resin will work. And that's the whole point. Try each resin that I get that's new and see if it will make a bloom. Not all resins work for blooms. I have learned that. There we go. Now, I'm going to clean that stick off. And find me a torch. Where'd I put it? It's always right in front of my nose, but be careful when you go up. I think I'm about dead. Don't get too close to your mold, to the edge, or you can burn it. And you'll infuse it to your mold, and you don't want to do that. Okay, now, I see some bubbles down in there. I did, yeah, right there. I'm going to pluck those up. If I don't get them out now, get them come to the top, then they will be there when I demold, and I don't want bubbles. So I'm going to try to get those out of there. Get them come to the center here to where I can pop them. Okay, I don't see any more. Right there's one. Looks like there might be one right there. Yeah, there he is. Then I'm going to come over here. Alright. I think that's something in the mold. I don't know what that is. Something black. I got one of them. There's still another. There we go. I got it. Now, I see a bubble here. Same way, I don't want bubbles in this. So I'm going to try to get them to the center. There's a hair. Always those pesky little hairs. I don't think I see any in that one. Okay. Got those. And I got those. Now, I think I got them all. Alright. can see little tiny bubbles popping up. And let's get our white ready here. I need it to go all the way down in the bottom. I'm just giving it a second where I put that heat on there. And then I'm going to drop my inks. You can drop your inks as soon as you decant. You don't have to wait. Okay, now my white is there. All right, let's see here. You know what? I do want to kind of mix that center up where I decanted that. I want to make sure it's going to cure on me. All right, now let's see. Where's my gold? I do need to mix this up. This is a metal powder from Decorum, a metallic. And I'm only going to use just a little bit of this. I probably should put it on my little vortex down here. These don't have a bead in them, so they're a little harder to mix. Okay, I think that's good enough. Just going to put a little drop, 1, 2, right in the center. And I'm going to take my cherry, Decorum, and I'm going to go right around that. I want this to look Christmassy. Okay, and then this one's going to be all cherry. I'm not going to do any other color besides the cherry. And then we're going to take our green and go outside that. I know my tips aren't going to have any color, and I'm okay with that. Oops, that one got two. Problem with these inks, they like to spit. You see them spitting? Okay, and then let's do green in this one, and only green. Okay, now you can swirl those if you like. I just leave mine alone. I don't swirl at all. Okay, now take your tip and you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut off about that much. It's only going to be 3, 4, 5 maybe milliliter. Okay, now I'm just going to take and start in the center, and I'm just going to stick with my swirly pattern. You can see how mine's not quite straight anyways, and that's okay. Now I do thin lines, so I'm going back through here and doing some other lines in between those. Get the main bottom down there. And you can do this however you like. I just like mine kind of everywhere. I like the pattern that it does. Okay. Now, I need to twist this up. I really needed a bigger hole is what I needed. And let's see if we can get the red. Now these we're just going to do a regular pattern. I'm not going to go crazy like I did in the big one over there. Kind of looks like a peppermint, doesn't it? And then the green. Same thing. Don't they make like a green mint that looks like a peppermint kind of? Alright, now I'm just going to set that aside because I've got some molds I can put that in. Now, if there's any spots that you see that look heavy that you need to pull through, go ahead and pull them through just so they don't blob. Alright, now I'm going to pull here. And I'm going to wipe off between each one if I can remember. Because I don't want the color on this one to mix. And you can do however pattern you want to do when you do a bloom. Like I said, I don't even know if this will work. Don't touch the bottom of your mold when you do these, when you're drawing. Because of, you don't want to scratch your mold. And just pull these all the way to the edge. Usually I don't go all the way to the bottom. I usually do about halfway up. But I want that gold to spread. Alright. And then swirl your center. Start from the center. Swirl out. And then swirl back in. Alright, we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to do the clock. Now this one I'm going to leave it and let that red just kind of draw through. Okay. Now you can pull these out if you like as well. I hope they bloom. I just don't know about this resin. And then do the same. Swirl your center. Alright. Now with the green one, we're just going to pull in. We're not going to pull the out. Okay. And then swirl your center here. Okay. Now, I can see these blooming, so we'll see. Hopefully, it works. Alright, put my bloom paste, make sure it's closed, back upside down. Let me put these colors up. I'll let you guys watch that for a minute and see if it does any more. It looks like it's blooming very nicely. We'll see. Now, I think it's going to work. These may not be hot enough. A lot smaller mold. Alright guys, we'll let these cure up. We'll come back and do a backing. See you guys shortly. Alright guys, these have cured up and they look like they've bloomed very, very well. I know you all can't see the bloom around the edge of this, but you can see the little ones. Even the little ones look like they've bloomed quite well. I'm going to do a gold back. I'm going to do this Zaren Gold by Eye Candy. I do have a 15% discount code off of all of Eye Candy products that you can use. You can use that code anytime you want, as many times as you want. It doesn't ever expire. I love Eye Candy products. Alright, let's do 3 scoops. I got about 6 ounces in that cup of resin that I've already mixed up. I just haven't put in the color yet. Let me slowly mix this up. I thought this would pull that center together on this one. And then the gold, since the other two don't have any gold, and pull all 3 pieces together. I think gold will make a really pretty background. I think it'll be dark enough that you won't be able to lose the white. You should still be able to see it. Alright, I just want to mix all that mica powder up very, very well. Eye Candy makes some really pretty colors. They're doing their 12 days of Christmas right now. By the time you all see this, it'll probably just be just about over. I do videos about 2 weeks ahead. It's the only way I can keep up. That way if I have a day that I can't work up here, I'm good. I still got a video for you guys. But, you know, if you have any questions or anything, you can always post them in the comments. You can email me. My email's at the main bottom of the description of all the videos. I'll be more than happy to try to help you if I can. Alright, I think that's good. I'm going to get this in the vacuum chamber, guys, and then we'll be back to pour in just a moment. Alright, guys, so I got my resin out of the vacuum chamber. Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, let's see if we can pour these first, because I definitely want to get them backed. If I don't have enough to back the other over there, that's okay. We don't have to go all the way to the top on that mold. Not if we don't want to. But I do want to make sure I have these. And that's too much. See if I can get some of that out of there before it overflows on me. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is take this dissecting tool and go right around this. Now I'm going to have to clean up because I went over. If I do that, then that will even that out. Probably going to have to take some out of that one as well. There we go. I think we're good. I think they're okay. All right. Now, we'll pour the rest of this right in here. We might have some left. It's a very good possibility. Okay, that looks good. So what we're going to do, that's just not too much. So what I'm going to do, first I'm going to get this resin that I dripped off, because y'all know my arm will end up in that. I have this little mold, and it's going to look horrible. I'm just going to tell you now. I had some pieces I demolded too early, and I thought, well, I'll just put them on a heat mat, not thinking, and let them finish curing. So they melted. So what I did is I threw them in this mold. I let them harden back up, threw them in this mold, and then put a temporary tattoo on it, just to see if we could get it to do anything, and just save the piece. It's going to have some bubbles on the front, because where the pieces melted, it did get bubbles down in there, and they didn't melt completely liquid, but they did melt enough to where they couldn't hold form. So that's where this came from. And it may not even be enough to cover that, but we'll see. Temporary tattoos have to have a light color. Otherwise you'll lose them. They will not show up on a dark color. Okay. Now, I wonder if I can get that to spread out. Just needs to go to the edge. If I can get it to just spread out everywhere, then it should level itself completely out. It's not going to be full. Hopefully it's enough just to give that some backing behind that temporary tattoo. And we'll demold it. And like I said, it's not going to be pretty. I don't even know if you'll see the temporary tattoo, but I can always still use it for something. Okay, let that drip off there. And let me clean this off, because we've got some bubbles, so we need to take some heat. Because if I add alcohol to those, they're going to overflow. They are domed very well. Okay. Get my lighter and just pop a few bubbles here. Same with this one. That one doesn't have any. All right, guys, that's it. We'll let this cure up, and we'll come back for a demold. Isn't that pretty? I love the way that pulls in from the edge of this heart mold. It's so pretty. All right, guys, I'll see you back shortly. All right, guys, so everything has cured up. So let's get to demolding and see what we got. Now, I'll have to top coat this just because I know it has some bubbles from the way that it was. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's going to be pretty, though. See those little bubbles, little holes here? I'll put a top coat on that, and that will shine that right up and make that look so pretty. We'll do that in just a moment. Now, let's check out our little blooms here. There's our red one. That's pretty. It really did bloom very well. It didn't drop. Maybe because it's a thick resin, it's a good resin for blooms. Oh, that one's pretty too. I like that. I got a little overage I'm going to have to clean up. Now, for our main piece, this is the one I'm curious about. How this big one turned out. Oh, that's cute. Dropped a little in the center here, and that's probably from that metallic ink, because metallic ink is very heavy. That is so pretty. Look at that white around the edges. It bloomed really, really well. That's shocking. I really didn't think it would, but it's really pretty. Alrighty, guys. I am going to trim these up, give this a top coat. I'll do it all off camera because it's not going to change anything. And then I will post some final photos at the end. So I'll see you guys back for the next video. So bye for now.